A blizzard raged outside, but inside the small cabin it was warm. A woman sat in a rocking chair by the fire, a little girl with tousled red hair on her lap. The girl looked up at the woman with big blue eyes and asked, "Are you really God's angel? You're not going to leave us, are you?" The woman stroked the girl's hair and said, "Of course not, my love. I'm here to stay." And so began the peculiar tale of Annabelle Sinclair and the little girl who had no mother. It was 1869, and Annabelle Sinclair was on her way to meet her fiancé for their wedding in Montana. She had traveled all the way from New York, and now stood before the door of what she believed to be the Wright Ranch. When she knocked, a little girl with red hair opened the door. Startled, Annabelle could only stare as the girl walked past her into the house without saying a word. Moments later, a middle-aged man, presumably the girl's father, emerged and apologized for his daughter's rudeness. He invited Annabelle in and offered her some coffee. As Annabelle entered the house, she noticed a portrait of a woman on the wall with the inscription, "To my beloved wife," underneath it. Confused, Annabelle couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. After all, she was supposed to be getting married today. But when she mentioned it, the man, whose name was John, became visibly distressed, insisting that she must be mistaken about the date. Outside, the wind howled like a hungry wolf, rattling the windows of the cabin. Annabelle sat by the fire, sipping her coffee, lost in thought. Suddenly, the little girl, Clara, as she had introduced herself, approached Annabelle and asked, "Are you really God's angel?" Annabelle was taken aback by the question, but decided to play along. "What do you mean, my dear?" she asked. "You're not going to leave us, are you?" "Like the others," Clara said, her eyes pleading. Annabelle felt a pang of sympathy for the lonely child. "Who else?" she whispered, reaching out to stroke Clara's hair. "They all come and go," Clara murmured. "But you're different. You're kind and gentle. Please don't leave us. I want you to be my mother." As she spoke, the fire in the hearth flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls, as if the house itself was sharing in the little girl's silent plea. For a moment, Annabelle was speechless. She looked down at the innocent child in front of her and realized that this little girl needed more than anything a mother's love. At that moment, Annabelle understood that she wasn't just a lost traveler seeking shelter from the storm. She was an answer to a silent prayer. But as the night deepened and the blizzard outside showed no signs of abating, Annabelle grappled with her own confusion. How could she possibly be someone else's mother when she was supposed to be marrying another? And why did John seem so desperate to keep her there? With each passing hour, the fire in the hearth burned brighter, mirroring the growing turmoil in Annabelle's heart. As the first rays of dawn peeked through the window, Annabelle found herself sitting by the bed where Clara lay sleeping. The little girl's face was peaceful, her breathing soft and even. Unable to bear the sight any longer, Annabelle rose from her seat and went over to the washstand. Looking at her reflection, she saw not just a weary traveler, but a woman on the brink of a profound decision.
Okay.
In that isolated cabin, amidst the howling winds and the dancing flames, Annabelle Sinclair was confronting the unexpected turn of events that had brought her to this remote ranch. Her journey, which had begun with dreams of love and marriage, had taken an abrupt detour, leaving her stranded in a sea of uncertainty. The desolation of the landscape mirrored the turmoil in her heart. The vast emptiness around her seemed to echo the hollowness within her soul. But it was in that very emptiness that Clara's presence had begun to fill a void she had unknown she possessed. The little girl's innocent trust and unconditional love were like a balm to Annabelle's wounded spirit. And as she watched Clara sleeping peacefully, Annabelle knew she couldn't abandon her. With newfound resolve, Annabelle turned away from the mirror and went over to Clara. Gently, she brushed a strand of hair away from the little girl's forehead and leaned down. In a moment of pure instinct and emotion, she kissed Clara on the head. It was a kiss that held the weight of unspoken promises, a silent vow to stay. In that small cabin, amidst the fury of the storm, a bond was formed that would forever change their lives.